Welcome the students of BE Civil for the subject Advanced Concrete Technology Unit number 5. It includes properties of hardened FRC, that is fiber reinforced concrete, behavior under compression, tension and flexure of steel fibers, polymeric fibers, GFRC, that is glass fiber reinforced concrete, SFRC, that is steel fiber reinforced concrete, SIFCON, that is slurry inflated fiber concrete, SIMCON, that is slurry inflated matte concrete. It also includes development, constituent materials, casting, quality control test and physical properties of steel fibers, polymeric fibers, GFRC, SFRC, SIFCON and SIMCON. Now we will see tension and flexure of SFRC, that is steel fiber reinforced concrete, SIFCON, that is slurry inflated fiber concrete, and SIMCON, that is slurry inflated matte concrete. Now we will see tension and flexure of SFRC, that is steel fiber reinforced concrete. The primary objective of adding fibers, that is steel, polypropylene or otherwise, to the concrete, it is to bridge the cracks once they form. This fiber bridging action provides some post-cracking resistance to the concrete when stress in tension. Quantifying this post-cracking behavior defines the material for design. In principle, a direct tension test is the ideal test that should be used to determine the softening or residual parameters of steel fiber reinforced concrete, that is SFRC. So this is the figure which shows the direct tension test setup. Another difficulty associated with the uniaxial tension test worth highlighting is the method of attachment of the specimen to the testing machine in a way that minimizes any influence on the results. Three methods have been adopted by researchers and each have their advantages and disadvantages. Mechanical grips can be used to apply tensile load to the specimen. However, the act of gripping the specimen causes a biaxial state of stresses near the grips. The biaxial tension compression stress of concrete is weaker than its uniaxial tensile strength, so if a prismatic or cylindrical specimen is used, it will tend to fail near the grips. The second method is to glue the specimen to the steel plate of a testing device, typically with the commercial 2-part epoxy resin. This may require some trial and error to determine if the epoxy is sufficiently strong to achieve a satisfactory bond. This method is also costly in time and labor. The third method is to embed the threaded rod partially within the specimen during casting. When the specimen is ready for testing, it can then be bolted to the ends platens of the testing device. However, the presence of the threaded rods within the specimen can generate localized stress concentrations which may distort the result of a notched prismatic or cylindrical specimen and cause them to fail close to the boundary attachment point. Concrete being a non-homogeneous, heterogeneous material and has non-linearity in its material response. As a result of this, it does not feasible to apply a shearing action, that is direct shearing force, in a plane as it customarily done in case of metals, that is the iron. Experiments have to be therefore devised to indirectly assess the shear strength of concrete. In one of the popularly adopted devices, a beam of appropriate length subjected to shearing and bending actions under 4-point loading system, that is 2 active forces and 2 other passive forces. So here the figure is shown where the 2-point loading test setup is there. Here these are the active forces and these are the passive forces, the reactions. Steel fiber reinforced concrete, that is SFRC, is a composite material which essentially consists of conventional cement concrete reinforced by randomly distributed steel fibers of a finite length and specific geometry. These fibers act as crack arresters and restrict the development of the crack. Thus, they transform an inherently brittle material into a strong composite with a superior crack resistant, improved ductility, and distinguished post-cracking behavior prior to the failure. SFRC, that is steel fiber reinforced concrete, is superior to conventional concrete because of its capacity to support substantial load after cracking. One of the disadvantages of cement-based matrix is the inherently brittle type of failure under the action of tensile stress system or impact loading. To overcome this situation, steel fiber reinforced concrete is used. Steel fiber reinforced concrete, that is SFRC, is a composite structural material consisting of concrete and discontinuous discrete steel fibers. The incorporation of steel fibers in concrete converts brittle failure of the concrete into ductile one and enhances many properties of concrete such as flexural or tensile strength, ductility, impact resistance, abrasion resistance, fatigue resistance, toughness of concrete, and improve crack control and joint stability and load carrying capacity without widening of the cracks. Strength of concrete was one of the various types of concrete applications. Basic assumption in this type of thinking was that all other properties were assumed to be related to the strength. Fiber reinforced concrete can be defined as a composite material consisting of a cement-based matrix containing an order or randomly distribution of fibers. The fibers act as crack arresters that restrict the growth of flaws in the matrix, controlling them from enlarging under stress into cracks which eventually cause failure. By inhibiting the propagation of the cracks originating from internal flaws, considerable improvements in mechanical properties can be obtained and fibers impart to the composite qualities of crack control, toughness, ductility, impact resistance. During testing, the load is transferred between the load point and the support point, leads to a shear failure in form of splitting failure. The tensile stresses in concrete in the direction normal to ultimate crack are much higher than the tensile strength of the concrete, which justifies the formation of the cracks observed in the experiments. Some beam specimens were failed in shear, that is a sudden failure without warning, and some were failed in flexure. The beam specimen failed in shear makes loud noise at failure with the appearance of the single shear crack in the shear span and fine flexural cracks in the middle portion of the beam. So we have seen the tension and flexure of the SFRC, that is steel fiber reinforced concrete. Now we will see the tension and flexure of SIFCON, that is slurry inflated fiber concrete. Slurry inflated fiber concrete, that is SIFCON, is a high performance simultaneous composite that can be classified as a special type of steel fiber reinforced concrete. In SIFCON production, the fibers are pre-placed into the molds and then inflated by cement slurry, which usually have low water cement ratio. This type of production is different from conventional fiber reinforced concrete production. In SIFCON, that is slurry inflated fiber concrete, due to the pre-packing of the fibers, fiber contents can be significantly higher. As a result of high strength cement based matrix and a high fiber content, the post-cracking strength and energy absorption capacity or toughness of SIFCON, that is slurry inflated fiber concrete, can be substantially higher compared to those of conventional steel fiber reinforced concretes. Their cost is also relatively high because of the high fiber content. Since the fibers are placed beforehand, they can be used in higher amounts. The fibers can be placed in the mold and then the slurry was poured slowly into the molds without vibration. Slight tamping by hand was made to eliminate the entrapped air voids. After completing the specimen casting, the surface of the molds were covered with plastic sheets to prevent any moisture loss by evaporation. All the specimens were cured in air for a period of 24 hours before they were demolded. Then standard water curing was applied before testing. The maximum fiber content in Sifcon, that is slurry inflated fiber concrete, is 5%. The tensile strengths increased substantially as higher amounts of fiber were used. There is a strong relationship between the fiber content and splitting tensile strength, and the high correlation coefficient, that is capital R is equal to 0.99, confirms the good correlation between these two parameters. In splitting tensile test setup, compressive load is applied along two opposite lines, which creates tensile stresses that are perpendicular to the loading path. The tensile stresses normal to the plane of load result in splitting failure of the concrete. If there are fibers along this path, they restrict the crack propagation, thus splitting strength obtained is affected. The number of fibers bridging the fracture plane increases with the fiber content, which increase the splitting strength. During the loading, rupture of the fibers may occur or they may be pulled out from the matrix phase. Average flexural strength of the Sifcon, that is slurry inflated fiber concrete mixtures, were obtained by using net cross section areas. Therefore, they may also be regarded as net flexural strengths. The flexural strength of the mixtures increased substantially with increasing amount of steel fibers. The bonding between the fibers and matrix will be high due to length of the fibers used. It should be noted that the strength of the slurry was also high because of the low water cement ratio. So we have seen the tension and the flexure of Sifcon, that is slurry inflated fiber concrete. Now we will see tension and flexure of Simcon, that is slurry inflated matte concrete. Simcon, that is slurry inflated matte concrete, can also be considered a pre-placed fiber concrete similar to Sifcon, that is slurry inflated fiber concrete. However, in the making of Simcon, that is slurry inflated matte concrete, the fibers are placed in a matte form rather than as discrete fibers. The advantage of using steel fiber mats over a large volume of discrete fiber is that the mat configuration provides inherent strength and utilizes the fibers contained in it with very much higher aspect ratios. The fiber volume can hence be substantially less than that required for making of Sifcon, that is slurry inflated fiber concrete, still achieving identical flexural strength and energy absorbing toughness. Simcon, that is slurry inflated matte concrete, is made using a non-woven steel fiber mats that are inflated with a concrete slurry. Steel fiber produced directly from molten metal using a chilled wheel concept are interwoven into a 0.5 inches to 2 inches thick mat. This mat is then rolled and coiled into weights and sizes convenient to a customer's application, normally up to 120 cm wide and weigh around 200 kg. As in conventional SFRC, that is steel fiber reinforced concrete, factors such as aspect ratio and fiber volume that have a direct influence on the performance of Simcon, that is slurry inflated matte concrete. Higher aspect ratio are desirable to obtain increased flexural strength. Generally, because of the use of mat, that is in Simcon, that is slurry inflated matte concrete, the aspect ratios of fibers contained in it could well exceed 500. With increase in SIMCON, that is slurry infiltrated matte concrete slab thickness, the flexural strength decreases. One reason for the effect of slab thickness on flexural strength could be attributed the less favorable stress distribution under ultimate condition in thicker specimens. Furthermore, since steel fibers in SIMCON, that is slurry infiltrated matte concrete, are located in planar layers, delamination cracks along fiber planes decreases the effect of fiber crack bridging action, resulting in decreased flexural strength. Effect of delamination cracks appear to increase with increase in SIMCON, that is slurry infiltrated matte concrete slab thickness. Based on the flexural behavior, SIMCON, that is slurry infiltrated matte concrete, has a long strain hardening region and attains large deflection before complete failure. Unlike the failure mode of conventional steel fiber reinforced concrete, which is usually via single crack, failure of SIMCON, that is slurry infiltrated matte concrete, was via multiple cracking that included one major crack and several partial cracks perpendicular to the bottom surface of the specimen. It was found that a first crack starts from the bottom surface in the central maximum moment region. This crack usually develops vertically. When a vertical crack meets a horizontal fiber layer, it detours along the fiber layer horizontal plane least energy release path, creating a horizontal delamination crack instead of continuing in a vertical direction. This indicates that when a vertical major crack reaches a fiber layer due to the large amount of fibers bridging said major crack, the stresses at crack tip are not large enough for crack growth. Consequently, the crack is arrested temporarily. Because the reinforcing fibers are distributed in horizontal planar layers, numerous single interfacial debonding cracks connect to form a secondary interfacial crack along the fiber layer plane. While the interfacial crack develops, the major vertical crack also continues to expand at a lower rate. This type of cracking phenomena continues until the beam failure is complete. Moreover, during major and interfacial crack development, other partial cracks may form and develop in other sections. Interfacial cracks and multiple vertical cracks were observed in SIMCON, that is slurry infiltrated matte concrete, due to the fiber distribution characteristics and large amount of fibers at each layer, resulting in tremendously improved mechanical properties of this composite material. It appeared that failure of SIMCON, that is slurry infiltrated matte concrete, occurred via a combination of pseudo fiber pullout encouraged by delamination cracks and fiber rupture across crack. In general, fiber rupture appeared to dominate the failure mode. As fiber volume fraction increases, its effect in improving flexural strength of SIMCON, that is slurry infiltrated matte concrete, diminishes due to crowding of fibers within the composite. Crowding of fibers also may affect slurry penetration into SIMCON, that is slurry infiltrated matte concrete, which could have an impact on flexural strength. So we have seen the tension and flexure of SIMCON, that is slurry infiltrated matte concrete. So these are the YouTube links. Reused tire steel fiber in concrete, Winrad steel fiber reinforced concrete floors. Third is fiber reinforced concrete ductile test. So we have seen tension and flexure of SFRC, that is steel fiber reinforced concrete, SIFCON, that is slurry infiltrated fiber concrete, and SIMCON, that is slurry infiltrated matte concrete. So in unit 5 it includes properties of hardened FRC, that is fiber reinforced concrete, behavior under compression, tension and flexure of steel fibers, polymeric fibers, GFRC, that is glass fiber reinforced concrete, SFRC, that is steel fiber reinforced concrete, SIFCON, that is slurry infiltrated fiber concrete, SIMCON, that is slurry infiltrated matte concrete. It also includes development, constituent materials, casting, quality control test and physical properties of steel fibers, polymeric fibers, GFRC, SFRC, SIFCON and SIMCON. Thank you all students. Please give me your attendance if you have viewed the video as video topic underscore division underscore roll number underscore self name.